From 2011 mustaches, DJ Khaled's infamous dancing meme, Drake's God's Plans dance trend, to Brat's summer, social media has always been a forum for trends, memes, and most importantly, an outlet for self-expression. However, many still acknowledge the negativity that social media can bring, with such that social media can easily sway people's perceptions that they impose on themselves, or even project harmful stereotypes that society deems acceptable or on current trends. But is this true? Does social media just surround negative connotations, or does it serve as an outlet of identity? Hi everyone, my name is Courtney Wu, and today we will interview 3 students to gain their insights on how they perceive and use social media. Hi, who am I here with today?
Melina,
Tika.
Aida.
And if you consider yourself active on social media, what social media platforms are you most active on?
I do my little Substack doom scrolling every now and then, but I
Yes.
definitely think that like TikTok and Instagram are the most like active on my phone right now.
I only have Instagram, so I would say that's literally the only social media platform I'm active on, and I have 3 accounts, so and then I also post on like Reels and stuff like that.
I think posting wise, I'm more active on Instagram. A lot of Instagram accounts. My main photography account, archive account that nobody follows, like it's just for me, and Pinterest. On my Pinterest, I post some of my photography-esque pictures and Visco as well, just because I like taking pictures and stuff like that. So yeah.
Do you believe that beauty standards are still relevant in today's society, or has it changed?
When it comes to social media, if you maybe want to get attention or something, you have to stick to certain beauty standards. But in my opinion, I don't think they're relevant, just because everybody likes what they like and wants to be comfortable in how they feel and all those things. So I don't think they should be relevant. I think we do live in a society where people tend to look at certain things and deem them attractive and all of that. But I think that they are relevant, unfortunately, sometimes. Yeah.
For sure. I think that beauty standards, especially when we see like historically how those like have impacted a lot of different creative industries, will always have some sort of like after effect. Like when we think about like, for example, like the modeling industry, right? A lot of people like had to fit into like a more Eurocentric view because that was like the dominant like house of modeling and dominant like domain. But I think like a lot of things are changing right now, and even though like beauty standards are more like welcome and universal, I still do think that like it's relevant in terms of like what we're trying to embrace and the type of diversity we're trying to add in. Like I see a lot more like when I see like high fashion models nowadays versus like back in the 90s, like we see a lot more like different faces, a lot more different like body types. We see a lot more different skin colors, and I think like in general people are kind of like tired of the same look. Like beauty standards will change and fluctuate, and I think historically speaking, like if a certain population or certain demographic has more like advantage in like writing in media, then their beauty standards are going to be more present. But now that we're seeing more globalization, especially with the internet, like everyone has access to just post and like put themselves out there. We're being exposed to more, so it's not like we can stay like in this like tiny little bubble anymore. It's not a vacuum anymore. We're constantly being exposed to new things, so very, very relevant.
On social media, is there a specific vibe or portrayal you like to depict yourself as online? Like, do you like to be like mysterious or like nonchalant?
I don't specifically tend to want to like give out a certain vibe. I just like to post what I like in my outfits, and it's mostly just for me to like have like a digital kind of scrapbook type thing. Everybody will have a certain perception of you, so even if I am going for a certain vibe, mostly people will probably take it in a different way. So I guess I would say I'm not going for a certain vibe.
Authenticity is the thing I'm like angling the most. I think for me, I am more focused on just posting what I feel like is authentic to myself. Like I don't want to post something and regret it or be like this isn't who I am or this is how I would like portray myself in real life. Different platforms I post differently. So for my TikTok, for example, it's a lot more like thought and commentary based stuff. A lot of like things that I draw from like books I read or like philosophy or stuff like that, because they're just like my personal interests.
Exactly.
And I just think about like conversations I'd have with my friends or conversations I want to have. So sometimes they lean more political, sometimes it's more emotional, sometimes it's more deep, just those type of things. With Instagram, it's more just like personal, artistic type of self-expression.
How do you believe
Like,
that social media can serve as an outlet for self-expression?
Oh, I have like a bajillion accounts. I feel like each of those accounts serve a different purpose, and they're like different mediums of expression. Like I know in the one nobody really follows, I just like to put my thoughts and just dump pictures that I think are really cute or something like that. And in my photography, I just put everything into the art. And for my main, I just, like just lifestyle stuff. So I feel like each account serves a different purpose.
Social media can be used in many ways as an outlet for self-expression through like videos in general. That's what I do, just kind of showing my fashion tips and outfits and all of that. I think it can be used in many ways, not only like digital like pictures and all of that and videos, but also through text and music and just anything you really want.
With I guess in the relevance of how you view social media in middle school versus now, how has social media how it's used shifted? Do you see any shifts from how you view social media in middle school, for example, versus now? Or have you seen a shift in how people's interests are, or how frequent they post, or things like that, or societal shifts and topics of relevance?
Yeah, something that came to mind is I guess the social aspects of it.
Yeah.
I think in middle school at least, I feel like social media like Instagram was more so shown to showcase yourself, and I think there was a lot more emphasis on performance rather than necessarily showing who you are, being more vulnerable on it.
Right.
But now I feel like Instagram specifically has become more of a means to make friends, socialize. When I was off social media, it was honestly harder to make friends as easily because nowadays it's okay, it's easier to follow someone on Instagram, see what they're interested in, swipe up on their story, talk to them about that, than being able to sit down and have a conversation. And I think that's equally as important. I love sitting down and getting to know a person for themselves, because at the end of the day, social media is just a mask essentially.
Exactly.
It can be catered toward an authentic person, but you're not going to get that full scope for real. But I think it was the means, the ease of meeting people and networking, all of that is very different. And I think as we're getting older, we're leveraging that more for networking. We're leveraging that more for finding like-minded people, information as well. I think in middle school it was more so entertainment based, but I think that's also a consequence of just being younger. You don't really care much about the political economical state of the world.
Exactly.
You're 12, you're just trying to watch a funny video. Yeah. But regardless, I think social media is fully integrated in our culture, and I don't think it's gonna go away anytime soon.
100%.
Whereas back in middle school, I feel it was just kind of a leisure activity.
Right.
But nowadays, you wake up and you're on socials, you're getting updated. It kind of feels weird to not be on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.